Let me just say this up front. Your camera that you have now is enough. I seriously mean it. A couple weeks ago, my wife's family invited us on a beach vacation. We packed up and we headed to Fort Morgan, Alabama for the 4th of July week. It's a beautiful spot, quiet, peaceful. It was one of those rare chances to slow down and enjoy family and make memories. And of course, I wanted to make the most of it while I was there, and I wanted to take great photos and videos. I mean, beach sunsets, my kid playing in the sand, we'll get to that later. Me and my wife enjoying ourselves, you know, those little in-between moments that you just want to freeze forever. So I started thinking, should I rent a better camera? Right now, I shoot on the Lumix S5ii and a handful of lenses. It's a solid setup, but I kept thinking about the new Lumix S1Rii that came out, and that thing is a beast, at least on the spec sheet. High megapixels, high resolution for videos, all the bells and whistles. So I checked out a few rental sites, and here's the problem. But because of the holiday and our trip length, I would have to rent it for 11 days. And shipping and insurance and an extra CF Express card, I was looking at like $400 just to rent it for vacation, not a paid gig. And for a second, I almost did it. I almost talked myself into it because in the back of my mind, I kept hearing, what if I miss out on a better shot? What if my photos aren't sharp enough? What if there's not enough megapixels? What if I regret not having that one new feature or that one resolution? You know, those thoughts you probably have had too. But that's when it really hit me. That's the trap. That is gas or gear acquisition syndrome. Constant itch to upgrade, the feeling that your gear is the problem and not your skill or your eye or your timing. And listen, I get it. I love gear. Cameras are cool, lenses are cool, specs are fun to nerd out over and just, you know, chase good deals on like good gear. But the truth is, you don't always need more. You just need to use what you have and use it well. And that $400 fee isn't anything against lens rentals. I lied. I really enjoy lens rentals. I've used them a lot, but it just didn't make sense for this trip, you know, for a family vacation that is not a paid gig. Am I saying that I'm never going to upgrade? Of course not. I really like the S1Rii, and I have plenty of weddings this fall that I'm probably going to rent the camera for because I'm going to need an extra camera, but I'm not buying it today because what I have is enough. Everything you're seeing in this video, all the footage, all the photos was shot on my Lumix S5ii. Some were probably on the Lumix S5 because I was dual carrying those on some photo shoots for my sister's gender announcement. And my go-to lenses are the Sigma 2470 f2.8, the Sigma 35 1.4, Lumix 85, and the 7200, and some vintage Canon FD glass, mainly the 28mm and the 50mm. I get it. That's not a cheap kit, and I didn't buy it all at once. I built this set slowly over the years by doing paid work, you know, weddings, commercial gigs, client shoots, and it took time and effort and a lot of saying no to stuff I actually didn't need yet. And guess what? I still make mistakes. There are shots on this vacation where I totally miss focus, or the ND filter, you know, wasn't in the right spot and they kind of had some vignette, or the composition just wasn't working. But none of them had to do with my camera. That was just me. I learned a lot more from those moments than I would have ever from unboxing a brand new camera. If you've been following the channel, if you're new to it, I have been doing this daily photo challenge. And just picking up my camera every single day and shooting something has made a world of difference. Not every photo is great, and some are probably boring, but I've learned so much more about my cameras and my lenses and actually using it daily than I did from ever watching any YouTube videos. Like, some of my favorite shots from this beach trip weren't even planned. 4th of July night, they were shooting fireworks on the front porch, and I had it, and I caught some really sick shots of the fireworks exploding with me behind my baby and everything. I wasn't planning on that. You know, I wasn't really worried about the dynamic range or the low light performance or whatever. I was just trying to get the best photo with the gear I had. So no, I didn't rent the S1Rii, and I don't really regret it. That's $400 that stayed in my pocket. And the memories, they stayed in my camera. Yeah, it was pretty cheesy. So let me say it again. Your camera is enough. Whether you're shooting with a Lumix, a Sony, a Canon Rebel from 2012, or your iPhone, it's enough, especially for photography. Video may be a little different, especially when we're talking about those Rebels. But you can make amazing things with it. You just have to stop waiting and just get out there and do it. So instead of chasing the next piece of gear, Spend that money on gas for a road trip. Take your camera that you would have never been, shoot stuff that matters to you, because you can rent the nicest gear in the world, but you can't rent time, you can't rent presence, and you can't rent storytelling. Because the difference between a forgettable shot and a really powerful one isn't the gear, it's the person behind the lens. So here's my advice. Don't wait, don't overthink it. Pick up your camera, the one you already have, and go create. You already have what you need, you just have to use it. Thanks for watching. If this message hit home, drop a comment and tell me about your favorite photo that you've taken with your old camera. And let's remind each other, it's not about the gear. If you're still tempted to upgrade, just go shoot something for 10 minutes with what you got. I better remind you how powerful it already is and how much more learning and practice you still have to do. If you enjoyed the video, could you also please hit the like and subscribe button? It's completely free and it really helps me out. I'll catch you in the next one.